the Rundown. Today's brought to you by Slice. You know Slice by now. They've been supporting all of our live streams, Portnoy. They are the preeminent app when it comes to pizza on the internet. They're all about supporting local pizzerias, so Slice is partnered with 17,000 independent pizzerias. So that means more money is going into the pockets of the people who actually make the pizza for you instead of the delivery apps, those fucking sharks, those snake motherfuckers. So Slice looks out for the little guys. They partner up. So when you order a slice through the app, they just go to the local pizzeria, get it through them, and then deliver it to you slice by slice. It's the #1 app in the food and drink category. So download it today. And if you're a pizzeria owner, you can join Slice and you can get the Portnoy promotional pricing, Triple P. You mentioned Dave, and you get no fees on the orders through the end of the year. So right now you can get special weekend promotions during the Sportsbook live streams at the house this weekend on Sunday. So be sure to tune in and order on the app for exclusive discounts. Download the app Slice today. Use code BARSTOOL for $3 off your first app purchase. We'll start real quick with baseball since that was last night. I don't know if either of you guys watched the game, but the 106-win Dodgers were forced to play a play-in game with the Cardinals, which was, that system's a little bit broken there. But the Cardinals had won, 17 straight down the stretch, and they're the fucking Cardinals. They've got that St. Louis black magic. It ends up being this 1-1 game into the ninth. If I was a Cardinals fan, Dodgers fan, or a hater of either of those two teams, it would have killed me. I mean, that was like postseason. The thing about the playing game is you get that Game 7 drama immediately. There's no slow build up where you're like, all right, let me get used to the postseason. You're just thrown into it. The Dodgers, as always, come through. Big fucking 2-run shot in the ninth. So they move on. But they were, this close to being a 106-win team who doesn't really get to play in the playoffs.
You know what's crazy about that game? And it has nothing to do with the game?
What's that?
Last night, one of America's most wanted people, this guy who was wanted for was wanted on embezzlement charges for $360 million was caught on camera.
$360 million?
And in 1998, he was sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison. Last night at the Dodgers game, they said they spotted him 3 rows up behind home plate.
Behind home
Like he was on the
plate.
run.
You read that too, right? I'm not crazy.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shit.
Sitting right behind home plate.
Did they catch him?
And they
No, he's
they're
gone.
looking for him.
So they saw that after the fact?
Yeah, last time he was out on a $10 million bond in '98. Last time he was on camera, he was withdrawing money at an ATM in New York until last night at
So
the
wait,
Dodgers
he got sentenced and then ran. Oh,
He was
he's
out-
on
he was
bond.
out on
okay,
bond.
got it.
Yeah.
You literally just said that. And who spotted him? The FBI,
Well, he's on
law
he's
enforcement?
on all these most wanted lists.
Yeah.
He's like remember Whitey Bulger was always at the
Yeah.
top for 20 years.
See,
and
but I always wonder that because I've seen those lists, but I've never been on the lookout. I would never.
Yeah,
I would
but
never
you don't
remember
know.
a sketch or a
He just looks
picture
like
on
a
thing and then
settled
see.
Italian guy.
Yeah, that's
Like
what
he
I mean.
looked like everyone
Yeah.
else.
It
at
would
the
just
game.
never be top of mind to make the connection.
Yeah,
So I
but
wonder who
people-
saw it and said it.
You say that though, but there's people who listen to police scanners all day long.
Yeah,
and
wow.
Fire department,
Yeah.
whatever. Sometimes maybe.
They said he ran with
Maybe
13
mom's
million.
at home or just.
Yeah. Ran with 13
He ran with
million.
13 million cash in '98, so he's allegedly been living on this cash,
Yeah.
because he had to pay money back to the victims. So he's allegedly been living on this.
Wow.
And it was last night at the Dodgers game they
That's
spotted him.
cocky.
That's
Why
what I
wouldn't
took
you-
away
I'm
from
also
playoff
thinking now
baseball
of a
last
movie
night.
plot. What if it was someone who, let's say they're dangerous, it's not just a white collar thing,
Yeah.
and the police know it, and they gotta shut down the stadium, but they don't want to alert anybody, so the game
yeah.
continues, but while they're closing in and
He gets snipered from the top. How
Could you
sick would
imagine that
be?
if it's welcome back, bottom of the third here, and you see and he
That
just
would
goes
be-
down.
that would be great.
And Joe Buck's like, somebody's head was just blown off in the third row. What the fuck?
This
Kate's
says
the one who shoots him.
the person who spotted it was the guy's cousin.
See that? I was gonna say it has to be something more like
Yeah.
I know. If you were on the run and I saw you third row, I'd be like, holy shit, that's Tommy. I would never be like, I saw that guy's face on a poster.
Would you rat him out though, Tommy?
Tommy, yes. Everybody
Okay.
else here, I would be like, do your thing, boy. Tommy, I'd send right to jail.
Fair play.
I love my family more than anything, and I'd like to think I would never. But I'm like, what's the reward price point where
Oh,
maybe
That is
yeah.
I
so true.
would?
Oh yeah, I mean,
you know?
if I can walk away with some money,
No, they
Sorry.
got a good.
You're-
I would rat
yeah,
my family
turn
out, fuck
family
it.
out.
you would
yeah.
rat your family out?
Oh yeah, my brother
For a
sent
reward
his ass
or
to
for
jail.
nothing?
It depends on what kind
Jesus
of mood I was in.
Christ.
Right.
Mother,
sure.
I would not. But mother, dad, maybe my brother, he can go.
What would
Sister,
you guys do
maybe she
if
can go.
I accidentally killed somebody?
And we were the only ones who knew.
Yeah, let's say I got away with it. I I was driving. I wasn't drunk or anything. I just like a late night guy ran him over. He's dead. I'm gone. Nobody caught me. I tell you guys, what would you do?
Shouldn't have told me.
Are you because you're gonna gossip or because you're gonna turn me in?
Mama needs blogs. Okay. Real bad.
Kate
Okay?
blogs
I don't
the
care.
murder.
Imagine I was like, guys, don't tell anyone. You're like, okay, sure.
My first question would be,
Tagging you.
my first question would be, when's that Barstool money vest?
Yeah.
And then we
How
take it
much
from
is
there.
this worth to
Kate
you?
blogs it. I go right for the
rat.
We'll
wallet.
be in
Fuck.
cahoots.
Tommy,
Yeah.
would you turn me in?
Well, if you were going to turn me in, I'm going to turn you in.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Otherwise, no.
Absolutely.
I actually don't think I'd rat on someone like that.
I think it takes a lot for me because I also just don't want to be involved. Because then it's going to be like, I got to get a statement. I'm going to be at the trial. Also, if it's a truly bad guy, I don't want to have a bullseye on my back.
Right.
You know,
Once
like,
you know,
like the
you're
mob
guilty.
people, I would never have ratted on the mob or anybody like that.
you hear
'Cause
about
I'm just
the
like,
mob?
I'm not going to deal with that shit.
The mob guy who got caught earlier this month in Florida when there was that big roundup of
Yeah.
mobsters
Yep.
in New York. This guy, he was like a consigliere in one of the 5 families in New York. He ran right before they got caught, and his son tweeted out a photo of him at a pool in Florida. And the feds went to the pool in Florida and arrested his ass.
Was it like Catch Me If You Can with
Yeah.
the picture? And, they're
And
like,
then
okay,
he
we did.
deleted it, and they go, "This is
Too late,
this
buddy.
is obviously at the Don Caesar."
Yeah.
And Example, you fucking moron.
That's incredible.
And they arrested him.
All right, see, that was good. I didn't think we were going to get any miles out of that baseball game, and that was probably the best segment of the show.
Leave it to the two of us to know everything about everything
And
that happened
else.
around the game,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
not who
Exactly.
won. I don't know.
Well, it ties in nicely to the Zodiac Killer segment.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the Case Breakers, who is a cold case, independent investigation group. Now, they are kind of legitimate because it's made up of like ex-law enforcement and legal teams and DNA experts. It's not just like the Hardy fucking boys, but no like real, jurisdiction. They come out and they say, we got him. Gary Post, because 2 main things. One, he had scars in his forehead that seemed to match scars in the forehead of the sketch composite of the Zodiac
Which is
Killer.
crazy.
Were just wrinkles, though. Those were just
Yeah.
forehead wrinkles.
Yeah.
We have all got them. You got a bunch of them.
Right.
Speak
Throw
for
your brow.
yourself.
You got a lot. You got those.
well,
Not like
that
those
sounded a
aren't
little
wrinkle
bit-
wrinkles. Those are like
Get a little
thinking
Botox?
wrinkles.
Yeah.
But that, and then they said one of the Zodiac Killer notes had individual letters taken out, and that is an anagram for the name Gary F. Post. So that was the 2 main things that all the headlines reported. I dug a little more because I was kind of like, this doesn't feel like an actual declaration like we got
Yeah.
him. They said they found, there was a wristwatch that was found at the scene of one of the crimes.
Right.
That was it was purchased at a military base. Gary F. Post was going to a military base for medical treatment around that same time in that area. So they're like, he could have bought that watch. Okay. There was paint
That's
on the
what
watch.
they-
There was paint splattered on the wristwatch at the scene. And Gary Post was a house painter in his retirement.
Okay.
There was a size 10 boot footprint at the case. Size 10 is universally the most
Right.
most popular size. And then
Oh,
this
I
was
was
the
about
most
to say small game. Small game.
Kate's rocking a 14
Oh, is that what
men's.
is normal for most of you? Pat?
Then
You know
they
later.
said this was the most misleading thing. They said one of the victims of the Zodiac Killer had brown hair in his hands, and they said that matched Gary Post, meaning just brown, not like DNA.
Oh, I thought you were
It
saying.
was
Oh,
just
I thought
like
it was DNA.
Yeah,
Well,
like
can't
he
they
had
get
brown hair.
DNA
They said no DNA. There are no DNA matches to anything in the Zodiac Killer case.
Even in so he killed all these people in the early 60s, right?
Late 60s,
Late
but yeah.
60s, there's 37 people. They
Well,
can't get DNA.
they attributed 5 to him.
Jeez.
So he said, I've killed 37 people. The law enforcement only says 5.
So they can't get any sort of DNA from them and then
guess
cross-check, dig up the body, and
Right.
figure
Why
it
can't
out.
they dig up
right.
the
If
body?
you want.
Well, that's what I said. If there was
Oh, well,
hair,
I guess there's reasons.
they should have hair. That hair should be evidence
Right.
that was in the hand of a victim.
Yeah.
And then just do the DNA of of Gary Post.
I just don't Zodiac.
But-
Enough with the Zodiac
So
Killer.
the FBI came
I
out
don't
today and
care.
said, no, this case is still wide open.
And
I'm
which
on-
I'm
yeah.
getting there's so many serial killers now that are so hot in the media.
I thought you were just gonna say so hot.
Why was he the Zodiac?
Because he wrote, he wrote the notes. He was the cockiest of all, being like, catch me if you
Yeah.
can, you're never gonna catch me.
Yeah.
And I think he drew little symbols and shit that
Oh,
looked like
okay,
zodiac
okay.
signs.
Yeah.
So I don't think there was actually, I think it's just like a nickname of sorts.
Okay.
The only thing, so they said if you take all the letters that were cut out of that note, you can arrange them to say Gary F. Post.
So just
which
the
is
alphabet?
pretty, well, but if there was hard evidence to go with it,
Right.
Yeah.
then that's cool. Because the moment that they were G, A. All of a sudden it spells it out perfectly. They must have been like, oh fuck, we got him.
Yeah.
And then the FBI's like, no, dude.
It was so
no.
easy to get away with murder back then. You just had
Yeah,
to
it
change
was.
like your top hat,
I had this-
and you could like.
Yeah.
I had this conversation yesterday. Not even talking about like Jack the Ripper back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably was just like, and then he just says, no, I didn't
big
do it.
deal.
And everyone's like, well, he said he didn't do it.
Yeah, if you
But
don't
even,
see someone
even
in
in
the
like
act.
the 70s, 80s, probably even like into the 90s, if you did random acts of violence, like if it was like connected to you, you probably can get investigated. But if it's just like, I'm gonna go on the street, right up there outside Penn Station, I'm gonna murder a hobo. You know, nowadays there's fucking cameras and everything everywhere.
Well, can
You
I
could
tell
get
you
away
my
with it.
method that if I ever should choose to do such a thing? Ice weapons.
So you stab him with an icicle, and then it
Ice,
melts
but
and it's gone?
I live
actually
next to an ice
genius.
crafting spot that does like ice luges and stuff. They can make make
can
all
make an
sorts
ice
of
weapon.
ice
Like a
weapons.
broadsword?
like
Like
a
a-
trident, like a sword, like whatever. And that's my calling card.
This
There's nothing but a
this
puddle
is
left here.
genius.
The ice
No
killer.
handprints, nothing.
Yeah. And there's just like, Johnson, there was another, on the radio, like, there was another puddle of water here. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The sickle killer, Pat. If you're watching this, careful, man.
That's
Yeah.
Take those
fucking-
icicles down outside the house.
Yeah, yo, that is, the problem is, are they like really sturdy?
The
you-
ones
could you
I
really
would
kill
make
someone?
in the way I've been, yes.
Yes.
The way I've been thinking
I were
about
to
it,
make my-
absolutely. You know what would ruin it?
How many people have you murdered, Kate?
I don't want to get into it. I can see the news being
It's
like,
a real question.
grainy video shows a
Yeah.
young man, and me being like, I'm a girl. And like, damn it.
That would
Women
be
can
your
do it.
downfall.
Yeah.
It's me, motherfucker. I'm actually a hot chick. Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Look at the side profile. Okay.
That I like that. How would you murder someone?
Oh,
How would you get over it?
It would probably be a crime of passion, so I'd be caught pretty quickly.
Like a
Yeah.
grinder murder or something?
A grinder murder. Oh God, yeah. Oh,
Imagine being the
I had
grinder
a-
killer.
Dude,
That'd be
it's
great for
happened.
business.
I was shit faced probably like 3 or 4 months ago, and I was on
I murdered
Grindr.
a guy.
And I killed a guy.
And I killed him.
And I
I was on
fucking did it.
Grindr at like 3 in the morning, and I like invited a guy over.
That's how you get killed, dude.
And this guy showed up to the door, like, of my building, and I looked, and I was like,
Nope.
so drunk, I did like the one eye thing, and I looked, and I'm like, this is not the fucking person who I thought this was.
wow.
And it was like a big dude standing at the door, and thank God I had the wits to be
Yeah.
like, oh, I was about to get robbed.
One more shot.
I
you
would have
probably
been too
would've got
polite. I would have been
fucking-
like, well, I had a good run.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
you.
I
I
felt
did
bad. I
make
was
him
like,
come
dude-
all this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, do I risk it? He probably wants to get off at
Yeah.
least. Like,
Slide a porn under the
but
door.
I would kill it's
Thank
probably
you.
just a gun, right? I mean, you can get away with it if you try. Anyone can get away with murder if they try.
Yeah.
long as you
Sometimes
don't do it
I
in a
wonder.
city.
Now it's crazy though. You know, like these, like the internet sleuths are like,
Yeah.
they see like a tag on the fucking, there's a
Oh, I
little
know.
thing on the wall, and that links to the company where you worked. And, you know,
Right.
and
Brian Landry TikTok or Laundry, whatever the fuck his name is.
he's made
People
a
are
pretty
picking out-
good, like,
been on
the
a
fact
run.
that he's been on the
fucking
run,
run.
I feel like if they haven't caught him now, they're not going to catch him for a while.
You think
I feel like
he's
it's one of
alive?
those things you either,
Yeah.
yes, I do. I think you either catch him within like the first day or like it might be months.
There's
I
been
saw-
sightings on the trail, though.
Has there really?
Like, people have
But
been
he's
like,
also
that's
so
him.
nondescript.
Yeah, he's
You know,
a
it's
very
not like
basic
he,
dude.
right. Anyway,
yeah.
Zodiac Killer, either still out there or, you know, go get Ted Cruz. Just fucking get him, right? Ted Cruz.
Same difference.
All right, the kidney story, the kidney person. Let me break this down. This is going to be a little bit of a we got to explain. I got to set the setting
Set
here.
the
To set the
tone.
table
Set
here.
the scene.
So this is swept through the internet and mostly like artsy writer Twitter.
Yeah.
But the New York Times put out this story of this chick, Dawn, who is the worst. Let me preface this, everyone in the story is the worst. But as succinctly as I can put it, she decided one day to donate a kidney to nobody,
Right.
just to the medical field.
Right.
She didn't have a friend or a family member. It was just like, she said that she had trauma in her life so that she connected more with strangers than people she knew, AKA you don't have any
so
friends.
she's bored. So she's bored.
Yes, and she donates this
Right.
kidney. Now, like a year goes by almost, and she's mad that none of her friends in her little writer's circle, she's
Well,
in Facebook groups and
Not even. She, well, it's
you
terrible to
tell us
interrupt
actually
her.
because you know it better than me.
She then creates this Facebook group like, hi, I'm donating a kidney. It's a Facebook group about how she's donating a kidney. And she invites all her writer
Right.
friends and everyone
Right.
to join this group. She donates the kidney. And as time goes by, she starts keeping track of who has not praised her for donating the kidney in this
This
room.
bitch.
I love her.
It
Patty,
gets-
I
yeah,
love
you
her
would.
already.
You
I love
fucking
her.
would.
One of the women in the writers group specifically, it really bothered her that this woman hadn't said anything about her kidney donation.
Mind you, that woman happened to be a published writer, a successful writer.
more
This
successful
chick Dawn
writer.
is like a nobody.
She's a wannabe writer. She's trying, so she's in these writers groups, and the successful writer never wished her any goodwill about donating this kidney, blah, blah. It eats away at her so bad, she finally emails the other writer, this woman whose last name is Larson. So Dawn emails Larson and is like, hey, I noticed you never said anything about me donating a kidney.
She goes, you know I donated a kidney, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
This bitch was like, yeah, I did. Like, so what?
Yeah, and then she tells the author of this story, who she pitched this story, by the way, I think it was New York Times.
She's been pitching it all
Pitching
around.
it
She
all around.
pitched her own story
Yes.
to donate her.
About
about
donating
her
a kidney.
You gotta promote.
She goes to this writers' conference and she tells this journalist that, and after I left the writers' conference, nobody praised me for the kidney donation there either.
I hate her.
It's like they didn't care that it was like someone had died and no one said anything to me about it, kind of thing.
They just don't want a crazy
She's
person's
crazier
kidney.
and crazier and crazier. So this Larson woman and this whole writers group, every time this Dawn woman, and I looked at her Instagram, and it's like every other post is about like, I donated a kidney. And
Living donor across her back.
Yeah.
I donated a kidney and all I got was this lame T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like her entire existence.
It's
is
her
being-
personality.
Right.
She's a writer and a kidney
How
donor,
old
and
is
that's
she?
it.
Roughly.
30.
Oh, so she's young.
I think
She's
she
young.
donated mid-20s. Now she's like 30, I think.
She's got
She's
mental
like,
problems, obviously.
you have that like yoga influencer friend on Instagram.
She's that.
She's
Yeah.
like that. So
Yes.
anyway, the writers group, of course, every time they see her post, do you have that person you follow just to hate?
Everyone I follow, I hate.
I was
Right,
gonna say,
okay.
pretty much the majority
So
of everyone.
like
Yeah.
everybody has those certain people that they can't stand, but they follow just to be like,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So yeah. They all start talking. They all start talking shit on her. Every time she posts, they're like, "This annoying fucking bitch. Oh my god, blah blah blah. She's the fucking worst." And Larson gets inspired by what she's done to start writing a short story for a book about this. Not necessarily about her, but about
But
us.
about her. It's about a woman who donated a kidney.
It's about a woman who donated a kidney and is very selfish and whatever. The story does really well, and they decide to publish it, and it's going to be given out all over Boston for like Story Week or whatever,
The
like
fuck?
300,000 copies or whatever.
I want to interview her.
I would love to talk to her.
I want her.
When Dawn finds out, she gets a lawyer. Because she reads, she's like, this is about me, this is plagiarism.
To be fair, she wrote a letter to the writer, and the woman took that letter pretty much verbatim and put it in her story. So she was like, "You're now a plagiarist." She calls the Boston
Focuses on
Globe.
being plagiarized instead of being painted as a fucking lunatic, which
Yeah.
is what she is.
Yes.
So then she
Get her on the rundown
she's,
right now.
She's checking Boston Globe, this Vermont writers group, her college, being like, "This chick's a plagiarist. This chick's a plagiarist."
What the
She also
fuck?
didn't care about me donating, and she like wins the case though, basically.
Basically, the woman's story, the woman couldn't publish her book. This whole big thing she wrote can never see the light of day. And back
she
and
get
forth
money?
for it, thousands and
Well,
thousands
no,
of
she
dollars.
can't. So the
Yeah.
case said, if you publish this, it violates the terms of this law, of this agreement, and you have to pay me 180 grand. But I'm saying now, this became so popular on the internet, she should drop the book,
Yeah.
Start an
violate the
OnlyFans.
terms, fucking make a boatload of money. Here's your $180,000, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I think we should start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
I want to read the book now.
I would
want to read the
very
fucking
much
story.
like to read the book about this
But this
woman.
woman, she shopped around this story about her kidney and the other plagiarist so much, thinking that it was going to be like, I'm going to be
The hero.
vindicated. I'll
Yeah.
be the hero. And
Right.
instead, the whole internet. I haven't seen the internet like unanimously agree on something like this in a long fucking time. They hate her.
Yes, and also though, because she went to sue the other woman, they were able to subpoena the writers group and get all their texts and emails and everything. So she got it was over 1,000 pages of all these
The
friends of hers
fuck?
shitting on her and being like, "What a
1,000
fucking loser!"
Oh, that's the
1,000
worst.
pages.
Dude, if I
Yeah.
picked the most talked about, gossiped about person here or in your personal life or wherever,
Yeah.
and you compiled it all, it would be like, what, like 10 text messages and an
Max.
email?
Yeah.
Hundreds,
Hundreds
thousand
and
pages?
hundreds of
So
Like,
this is
pages.
basically just everyone clowning on this lunatic.
yes,
for-
and they were like, she wrote, like, none of my friends congratulated me, and they were all like, we're not friends, bitch, like, we barely know who you are.
So she
Yeah.
donated the kidney just to be congratulated, and then when people shit on her, she sued them.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And now
The whole
she's my
internet.
favorite person.
yeah.
I was gonna say, maybe not
Yeah.
unanimous. We're 99 to 1 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cat
Holy
loves her.
shit.
It is
Look
a
at
level
that.
of
Bad
quality.
Old
art
woman
friend.
from New York.
Is she from New York?
Or she like? I feel like
Los
she's like.
Angeles, or somewhere out in California.
What a fucking.
Bad art
What a
friend
queen.
is the article.
What
Highly
a
recommend you
queen.
read
Am
it.
I a bad art friend?
Would you donate a kidney for clout?
Absolutely.
If you needed
You know what
it?
I said I was going to do to her, by the way? I'm going to do the reverse urban legend. She's going to wake up in an ice bath with a kidney back in her, so she can't.
Whoa.
Now you got your kidney back,
There
bitch.
you
No,
go.
you're not special. I would
Good
not
idea.
donate a kidney for clout because if I could get a guaranteed number of clout, like what's the number of followers? The
How
number of
many
whatever,
followers would it take for you to donate a kidney?
It would take a lot because
Real
my body,
followers would love your stuff, not
my,
like
my
bot.
body is not great, so like I will
Looks good
probably
with
have
clothes
kidney
on.
failure at some point, and no, no, functioning wise,
Yeah.
and I think eventually like I would need 2 kidneys. I don't want to shoot. I don't want to be playing like a man down, you know.
Yeah. Chili football.
Silly football in the building. I think it would have to be, you know, a lot. Like
5 million followers.
500,000. Huh?
No, yeah.
Actually, for me,
500,000.
I'd probably do it for 50,000.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, I'd do it for like.
give up a kidney for 50,000 followers.
You're not. You're not
Let's
down
do it.
where I am.
50K.
You
Let's
don't
do
need
it.
What I'm.
But do you know how your life would change if you had 50,000 more followers? 0.
You gotta at least 100K to like make some money, right?
There needs to be millions.
okay.
Okay.
To give up a
shit.
kidney, Kate? Have some respect for your kidneys.
Plus, I like hospital food.
Oh
I do.
God!
The
What
apple,
the?
the apple juice cups are ice
This
cold.
is like.
When I
The
had
apple
the
juice
baby, I
cups
was
are
like,
ice cold.
There's Jello.
You want to
pudding.
just? So then she's like, forget it. I don't even need the followers. I'll just do it for the apple
Don't-
juice cups.
for the
How
vacation.
many cold apple juice cups for a kidney? You idiot.
15,
There's no
16.
better vacation in the
No,
hospital.
Yo,
It's
I'll
true.
tell you what. When I was in the hospital with Shay, like we stayed overnight, and it's like, what's nice about the hospital, even when in the face of something bad, the rest of your life problems get like put on hold. You're like, I just gotta
Yes.
focus on this, and they're like helping you, or they're giving
Everyone
you
feels
drugs, they're
bad.
serving you.
Yeah.
You get the sympathy. I'm like, this is kind of nice. Whatever.
Yeah.
I milked
For
it.
temporary.
Yeah, you milk
time.
it, you get the pity, it's amazing.
When I got this tiny little paper cut of a scar on
Yeah.
that Barstool vs. America, I
Yep.
was like, oh. I was like, don't wipe the blood, don't wipe the blood.
Do we have another ad or no? All right. Now on to the after show. We've all been waiting for it. Let me just say this. This is Trent Ryan's world, and we are all just living
That
in it.
hot
Yeah.
piece of ace.
Listen, last night makes an appearance at the first ever Chicks in the Office live show, which was a rousing success up in Boston.
Congratulations
and
to them.
Trent comes out, luggage man Trent.
God.
I mean, you would have thought,
The girls were screaming. First they alluded to the fact
because
that
they just had a video up, and they were
and
like,
the girls
"Yay,
were
Right.
Trent!"
screaming.
And
yeah.
then he comes out.
Yeah.
In his uniform, black
course.
shirt, tan pants, no hat on, with his glasses.
Yeah.
Dude, it was Beatlemania.
Yeah.
They were,
There were
and it was
women
all
leaning
women,
over
you know,
the
it was all
stage,
like,
yeah.
like cackling,
Oh, yeah.
they loved it.
Yeah.
Gets on stage, and we just last week on Friday Night Pints learned from a Rudy makeover, Trent pops on the backwards
When
hat,
he-
Yeah. Trent's
and
a hot
takes
guy
off
with
the
a backwards
glasses.
hat.
Yes.
So he's on stage, right?
Yeah.
And he's doing the sit. He's on the couch. He's like this. And he puts the hat on. He slowly takes off his glasses.
He milked
And
it.
it was like clean up aisle 3. I mean,
Yeah.
gushing. Girls were coming everywhere.
Yeah.
They were
went
screaming at the
wild.
top of their lungs. He milked it. He did it like a little bit of a reveal, and then he put him
He's a
back.
showman.
Oh, he was a
Absolute
showman.
showman.
He,
Yeah.
Bad Boy Trent is, I secretly hope, you know, he's so low key and mild mannered and so
Yeah.
nice. He keeps himself, you know, you don't hear
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you know, Trent's never like, I gotta tell you the story last night, you know?
Yeah.
I hope he's just crushing.
You
I
think?
hope, I'm not a player, I just crush a lot.
By
I
the
hope,
time this tour is over, he rolls up on a Harley with a cigarette. He's like, well, yeah.
I mean, he could be with The Bachelor, with Chicks in the Office appearances.
Yeah.
He is, buy stock in Trent Ryan.
I'll tell you what.
He's,
I
he's
needed a
golfing
cigarette
under
after I
90,
saw
under
him.
100. You need a
Oh
cigarette
my
after?
God, he was Trent just that dummy thick with confidence to match.
Yeah.
Thick Trent.
The hat and the glasses last week was like, whoa.
His whole job, everything. I don't know.
It transformed.
changed everything.
He was hat fishing.
It was like he put contour
He was
on or something. I don't know.
catfishing.
It was
Yeah.
amazing, man.
Crazy.
So, if you haven't seen the clip, check out Chicks in the Office on social. It was truly a moment to remember. And if I know Trent, and I think I do, I'm sure he's like wildly uncomfortable about the whole thing and worried, like, well, what do I do next? Now what do I do? Do I do this forever? Do I always wear this?
I DM'd him. He wrote back, ha 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 ha, preposterous.
Yeah, at least you got a response. Trent Ryan, the most unresponsive person maybe in the world that I've ever talked to.
Yeah.
He replies to maybe like 1 out of every 10 text messages of mine. It actually makes me, maybe this is bad boy persona. It's hard to get.
He's hard to get. It
Why don't
makes
you
you
write
want
back,
to know
man?
more.
He
Right.
when he was on Pints, he rocked a blue sweatshirt. I understand he's got the uniform, black and khaki.
Yep.
He mixes in a royal blue again. I was
Forget
like,
it.
The thing is, he's just built like such a man.
yes.
Trent. Like he's just
I
like
think there's something
fit.
biological.
Yeah,
The girls
he's
are
a
like,
barrel-chested guy. Like he's not like flabby, but he's just got a lot to him.
I think girls are like, I want to bear his children.
Yeah.
I want to breed with that man.
I also feel like, I don't know if this is true or not, but you look at him and you're like, he knows how to like fix things around the house.
Sure.
He
doesn't.
looks like
he definitely doesn't,
construction
but
worker vibe.
he would. He
But
looks
then
that
all
way.
you need to do is trick somebody into thinking you're that way, and you're, you know,
Yep.
I don't know, he's just got that wholesome Midwest,
Ladies.
but dangerous
Ladies.
kind of vibe to him.
Watch out. Trent. I mean, Chicks in the Office better watch out. He's going to be he's going to steal
Gonna
their
be the
show.
star.
Yeah.
Trent in the Office. All right, that's it. Anything else? You guys got anything from out and about coming out?
Got out and about. Joey Camasta is going to be doing a little stint with us, so
Joey
that'll be
Camasta
good.
posted. Joey, you might know him. He's been on a couple of our shows. He does the show with Snooki from the Jersey Shore, the gayest human on the planet.
He's the best.
He posted yesterday a video of Britney Spears like dancing in lingerie, and it said me cross-dressing inside the dressing room at Wet Seal in the late '90s, and he just wrote big facts. And I'm like, I know he did that. I
Yeah.
could see him like wearing a thong in the dressing room of the mall, being like, I'm the prettiest belle on the ball.
Oh, he's so funny.
Yeah.
He'll
really
be
is.
on. You should put the clip of him up of him. His mom passed, so someone sent him a bottle of Cristal, like as a gift, and instead of like drinking it, weird gift.
Yeah.
Instead of like drinking it,
Like
and
it's a
using it as like
celebration champagne.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah, like a
that's
toast
an
to his
odd-
Your mom's dead.
he
Yeah.
put on a bikini, got in the tub, and recreated a Jennifer Lopez music video. So that's the kind of guy Joey is. Check him
He's,
out on Out and
he's
About.
one of the 3 men that I've kissed, I think.
You did. You kissed
Yeah,
it. You the slipped a little tongue in there.
Only me and Joey know that.
Okay, facts.
Trent's up next. Plays his cards right.
All right.